Try to hide that.
Terry, what are we here for today?
To explore our life and views of how we should live and make people around us better, and you know, not just be stagnant and idle in our life. Well,
What do you want people to know, Terry? If 1 million people see this, what do you want them to know?
to live life, essentially you got to live life as you want to, and don't have regrets when it comes to keeping your family relationships going. Even if they're strained, you got to keep them going, because that's the most important relationship you'll ever have when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Of course, there are circumstances where people are, you know, closer to their friends than they are their brothers and sisters for whatever reason.
Yeah.
There are extreme circumstances, but generally speaking, your family is your blood, and you know, don't lose that. And make sure you're living life the way you need to.
Yeah.
And I've heard some people you know, when I've taught school, who said, you know, they don't care what other people think, in the fact that they're going to go up and they're going to be themselves. Well, that's a good idea, but you need to care about what people think that have an investment in your life. Don't care about what strangers think, but care about what your boss thinks. Care about what your parents think, your brother and sister, your husband or wife, your children.
Yeah.
People that are valuable, you need to care about their ideas.
Yeah.
It takes me back to the idea of rugged individualism, and that we stand up for ourselves. We're not relying on the government to take care of us. There are some cases where people's lives and situations are so difficult that they need help from some outside source. And if there aren't social and church religious organizations that are stepping up to the plate, then it needs to happen from somewhere. Unless we're just going to say, you know, take a walk into the ocean, you know. And that's not a good attitude that we should have as a society. You should be proud of. You should be proud of yourself, and if you're not, then you need to rethink about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Which is certainly something that everybody should be doing. There are some people that have no shame. They'll do anything without regard for their own self-worth, and so you got to maintain that self-worth. If you're not recognizing your value as a person, then nobody else will, and you know that's essentially the end of you as a person. If you no longer care about yourself, regardless of how bad your life may be, the struggles may be difficult, but you still gotta realize that life is like a roller coaster. Sometimes it goes down, but it also goes back up. And there's a biblical idea that it's better to be a dog at the master's table eating scraps off the ground than it is to be dead. Because a dog still has life. We all have life. If you're living today, keep it. And life will get better. So be proud of what you're doing. And if you're not, try your best to be in a situation where you would be proud. Don't have regrets. In other words, it's not like the number one karaoke song of all time, "My Way" by Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention.
Yeah.
And you don't want to live feeling regret, or you know, because everything we've done, all of our mistakes, essentially makes us who we are. And without those mistakes, we're not who we are. And so, not being who we are, or it's an essence of who we are, so the mistakes had to have happened. Without the mistakes, we wouldn't be the same person we are now. Now, my sister had notified me when I was living in Guam, 2020, that my mom was suffering from rapid onset dementia. And I've heard of cases where dementia patients, you know, they'll live 5-10 years. And the hardest part of it is the family, their children that are there to try to take care of them, and you know, they'll take them out to eat. And to the parent that has dementia, they're literally just eating with a stranger that happens to be nice. And they don't know who they are, but they'll have a moment of clarity, every now and then, where for a half a second or 30 seconds, they'll recognize their son or their daughter.
Yeah.
And so when my sister said that I needed to get out and see my mom if I wanted to, I didn't have the money for it, like $1,800 round trip from Guam to the States. And I was just satisfying myself with the idea that eventually when I get back to the States, I was hoping to find something in the States, in the continental U.S., so that I could, literally, if I had to, walk across the country, or hitchhike, or catch a Greyhound bus or a Southwest ticket for $99. Something, anything. But overseas, you can't swim the ocean. So I was kind of stuck out there, and
Yeah.
was just saying, when I get back there,
Yeah.
I'll spend time with my mom. She may not know me, but I'm hoping at some point she'll have that moment of clarity, and I'll have to be satisfied with that. And then her birthday was May 30th. On June 7th, I looked at my brother's Facebook page, and he announced that my mom died.
Sorry to hear that, Terry.
And I hadn't seen her in 16 years. That's the biggest regret.
Yeah.
16 years.
I've not seen your mom.
Yeah, 2005 till she died in 2021. I hadn't seen her. I don't major things like seeing your parents, seeing your siblings. Don't allow that to. Don't miss out on that. Travel the world, do exciting things, but don't miss out on what's important, what's really important. But I kind of wiped that off a little bit, thankfully. Oh man, that's crazy.